Hi guys, it's Sabrina. I am officially back from Thailand. It's been about 3 weeks, 4 weeks almost since I've last filmed, and I am really sad to be back. I had so much fun in Thailand. It was such a blast. It was one of the most incredible experiences in my life, and that is why I wanted to make a video dedicated on Thailand. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro. It's a little short video that Corey made of us scuba diving. He kind of just put it all together. And it turned out really cool. We have so many cool videos from this trip that I really want to share with you guys. We have so many with just turtles and fish, and you get to see like what it's like to be underwater. So in Thailand, we actually ended up getting advanced open water certified, and that was another like 5 dives and a couple more lessons to become advanced open water certified. So that was really cool. We did that in Koh Tao, and it took only 24 hours, so it took one day and then the next morning we were done. So it was really fast, and we're officially advanced open water certified, which means that we can dive a little bit deeper than before. We can dive all the way down to 30 meters with tips and tricks for Thailand. That's what I want to talk about today. So this was my first time ever traveling to Asia. As you guys know, we usually always go to Europe, me and my family, and we haven't really branched out. They've never been to Asia either. So this was my first time, Corey's first time ever abroad anywhere other than Mexico. So he was really nervous and excited. He still hasn't seen Europe, so I do have to take him to Europe, but it was really, really fun. And the first island that we went to was called Koh Pha-ngan, and we stayed there about 3 days. We went there for something called the full moon party. So if you guys are going to Thailand, I definitely recommend you search to see when the full moon is and look up when the full moon party is in Thailand. It was an experience. We actually rushed to get there because we landed in Thailand at midnight on the 20th. The full moon party was that night, so we spent the entire day traveling to get to Koh Pha-ngan, and we were exhausted. We hadn't really slept on the airplane. We were definitely jet lagged, and we ended up just trying to push through and going out and partying and seeing the full moon party. So it was an experience. I definitely recommend you go and experience it. Would I do it again? I'm not sure, but I'm glad we got to actually see it and do it, and we made it just in time for it. So that was really cool. It was a fun way to start off our vacation. And then we kind of just relaxed on the beach. We spent a lot of time on the islands on our trip. We really wanted some vacation time, which was mostly like beach time. We really wanted to just sit and relax and enjoy the sand. So traveling was something we learned really quickly how to do in Thailand. So when we first got off, first of all, you have to take a ferry. We took a plane from Bangkok to Surat Thani, and then from Surat Thani we took a ferry to Koh Pha-ngan. So overall that took us about like 6 hours or so to finally get to our destination. So it does take a really long time to get from place to place. I definitely would plan a day just of traveling. If you are considering going to a different place, it will take about a day to get there. And you can do plane, you can do ferry, I guess you can do train. We didn't know about the train option, and you can do bus. So there's a lot of options, and whatever you want, whatever's cheaper, whatever you want to spend more money on, it's up to you, but there are options. And we did a lot of bus, ferry, and planes on our trip. We did not know about the train, but that is an option. And so from Koh Pha-ngan, when we landed with the ferry, we found out real quick that you can take like taxi minivans where a ton of people squish into one taxi. We each pay like 150 baht, and they take us to our destination. So we were really confused. We were like, what do we do? How do we get anywhere? And so that's how we got to our hostel. So we wanted to stay in hostels, and that's what we did most of the trip, mostly to save money, and also it's a really good way to meet other people. I can let you know what hostels we stayed at specifically in the comments below. You guys can check that out. And I had really good experiences at every single one of these hostels. We definitely went by rating. I recommend download the app called Hostelworld, and we use that all the time to book our hostels, and it was really accurate. Like, people will let you know how they felt when they stayed there, and they rate it for you, and we went by reviews, and we definitely had a really good experience because of that. So that app was like a lifesaver. I definitely recommend you have that app when you are traveling. And after that, we traveled by ferry to Koh Tao. We stayed in Koh Tao for about 3 days. That's where we got advanced open water certified. We went with taco divers. If you guys are interested in going with them too, they were really good, really nice people. We had a really good time with them. And in Koh Tao we did 5 dives. We did like 2 where we just went over lessons, and then we did a night dive, which was absolutely terrifying for me because it's at night, you have a flashlight, and you just try to stay really close to the instructor, but you do get to see a lot of cool things because it is at night. We got to see a barracuda eating a fish, which was pretty awesome, but that was probably one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. The next day we got to go see a shipwreck, which was really cool, so we got to experience that, and we have a lot of like cool videos showing that as well, so maybe I'll make a separate video just like our scuba diving experience if you guys want to see that. Then from Koh Tao we decided to meet our friends in Phuket, so to do that we actually had to take a ferry, which took a really long time, like 6 hours, and then a bus, which took another 5 hours. So that day was actually a full day of traveling from like 5 to 5. It was intense, but we made it to Phuket. And that was the first time we actually stayed at an Airbnb. It was really nice. It was like a condominium, and it had a beautiful like infinity pool, and we got to just hang out and sleep in a really nice bed and take a real shower and just be private. We didn't have to be with like tons of other people like it is in the hostels. So that was super nice. And then we went down to Phuket. There is a main road there. I forgot what it's called, but I will write it down below for you guys, and that's where everything is happening. The party's going on. It's going crazy. And we were there for about 2 days. And after Phuket, we went to Krabi. Krabi was super, super fun. We stayed at a really cool hostel called Slumber Party Hostel, and it's a party hostel, so they have like pub crawls and cool things to do with them, and we had a blast, me and Corey. We were only there for 2 days, and then we went off to the Phi Phi Islands. We took a bus from Phuket to Krabi, and then we took a ferry from Krabi to Phi Phi. And we stayed in Phi Phi for 3 days actually, because we ended up going scuba diving, and we had just a lot of fun there. There was lots to do, so we didn't really want to leave. And it's such a small island that they don't have any motorized vehicles on it, which was cool. It was fun to just walk around. And we were just enjoying the last few days of the island life. It was really hard for us to leave. We didn't want to leave. And time was going by so fast. It's so crazy how fast it goes by. 3 weeks, like wow. And after we went to Phi Phi, next stop was Chiang Mai. So we took a ferry back to Krabi. We took a flight from Krabi to Chiang Mai, and we spent 2 days in Chiang Mai. We met up with our friends again. And mostly we went to Chiang Mai because we wanted to play with the elephants, and that was such a blast. We ended up going with an elephant jungle sanctuary, so they take care of elephants. They don't ride the elephants. We wash them, we clean them, we feed them, we are nice to them, and it was really nice to just be able to do that and to see like how good these elephants are being taken care of. And they were such cute little happy elephants. It was so much fun. And then we headed off to Pai, and we were in Pai for 3 days. We ended up taking a bus, and it's like the most twirly whirly trip there. It's a 3-hour bus ride, so if you get motion sickness, definitely take something for it, because it's one of the most intense rides ever. Like, there's a lot of turns, and our friend did get motion sickness, and so she wasn't doing too well because of how like fast they drive and how many turns there is. So just keep that in mind. And in Pai, we finally ended up renting a motorbike. We finally felt safe enough to do it, because throughout Thailand it's kind of crazy. The driving's really crazy. The buses will definitely hit you if you're on a motorbike. They want you to move over. They don't want you in the way, so you got to be careful. I recommend that you do it in small towns and maybe on the islands, but not in the main cities. It's really scary. So that was the first time we felt safe enough to do it, and that was so much fun. We went back to Bangkok, and this was the first time we'd actually spent time in Bangkok. We left 1 day for Bangkok, and I'm kind of happy we didn't leave any more time for it. Honestly, we had a really bad experience in Bangkok, which sucks. Lots of people just hassling you, taxi drivers trying to take you places and not put on their meters, or overcharging you, saying, oh, this is $500 baht when it should be 100. And we were just really upset, because compared to the rest of Thailand, where people had been really nice and genuine, like someone had literally called the bus for us because we were waiting for him and he hadn't shown up for an hour, like literally pulled on the side of the road to help us. We were pretty disappointed with how people were in Bangkok and how they were treating tourists and just trying to like take advantage of you. So we didn't get to do much, because we couldn't find people that were willing to take us with the taxi meter, and it was really hard to just find genuine taxi people or in general to take us places. So we didn't see too much in Bangkok, sadly. Maybe one day when we go back we could see more and hopefully we'd have a better experience. But overall, that is what we did, and kind of how we planned our trip. We definitely went with the flow, and I recommend you guys do that too. We had a bit of an idea of where we wanted to go, but we also hadn't booked anything or planned anything until the day before, and it actually worked out fine. First time ever that Serena's ever done that. She really likes to plan. So it was different for me to just go with the flow, but it really did work out, and I like how easygoing it was. Now that I told you guys my itinerary, I'm just going to tell you guys tips and tricks. So first and foremost, when I would buy buses and ferries, there's a lot of like travel agencies around your hostel or hotel that you can go check out, and actually, I keep falling, that you can actually ask. And just tell them, hey, I want to get to this place, how much will it be, what do I need to take, and they'll set it all up for you, and then you just basically show up at the bus station or the ferry place and they'll take you. And it's pretty simple. It was really easy to be able to talk to people and get that all set up. You can also ask your hostel manager, like, hey, where should I go to go buy tickets? Sometimes they can actually do it, you can do it through them, which is way easier, and you don't have to go searching around on your own. Other than that, when you're trying to get from place to place in the city, there are things called tuk-tuks, and they're like these cute little open air van things. I don't even know how to explain them. And they're one of the more cheaper options for like taxis you can use if you want. You kind of just like wave your hand at them, they pull over and they'll take you wherever you want to go for a set price. You can bargain. Some people are willing to bargain, some people will not. They'll literally will drive off. So you might as well try. There's no harm in trying. We also would go to 7-Eleven all the time. If you go to 7-Eleven, you need to get a ham and cheese sandwich. We call it ham and cheese toasties or just toasties. And make sure you get them toasted there. It's the most delicious like sandwich thing I've ever had in my life. It's so plain, but it's so good. I don't know, it just like melts in your mouth. So 100% recommend that. If you're into drinking beer, we really liked Chang or Chang, I don't know how to say it, but it was one of our favorite beers. Delicious. They also have a beer called Leo, one called Singha, and I've tried all of them, but I feel like Chang was still the best beer, so that was our go-to. They have things called breezers, which are like wine coolers. If you don't like beer, that were really good too. That's where we got most of our water, because they sell like water bottles, and you don't want to drink the water in Thailand, so definitely get water from there. When we were packing for Thailand, we bought some electrolytes from Amazon, and we put electrolytes in our water like once a day. It was really good to make sure we stayed hydrated, since we would only drink water. The electrolytes really helped. I feel like they kept us alive and well, so I definitely recommend buying electrolytes. We also bought Imodium, which we did end up using a couple times, so you know your body's not used to the food, and you should have Imodium just in case. So that was really helpful. Another thing that we did bring was our own sunscreen, because sunscreen is really expensive in Thailand, because locals don't need it, we need it, so they like to up the prices, so definitely recommend bringing that. We ended up having to buy aloe vera there when we did get burnt, because we got burnt, and it wasn't that bad like compared to the sunscreen. Sunscreen prices were crazy though, so we did pack that on our own. We also had these cute little black purses, and you can find them on Amazon. They are passport holders, and they like prevent people from like being able to scan your credit cards and stuff like that. Mostly I bought it because I wanted to have like a little purse to carry around. Corey was also carrying it around. He called it his man purse. It was just nice to be able to have your things like to go. I felt really safe in Thailand. I never felt like people were trying to steal my stuff or grab my things. Like I felt really safe. I never lost anything or got anything stolen the whole time. So I felt good about it. We did use lockers. I definitely recommend bringing a locker. You can lock up your passports and stuff, and we would lock up our passports and stuff at the hostels. But I feel like it's really safe. Like we'd leave our iPads out, and I feel like it's just a trusting environment. Like no one would ever steal from each other, but you never know. So we would just lock up our passports, but if I left my iPad out, I'd come back and it'd still be there. So it all depends on you, but lockers are an option if you want extra safety. So we went backpacking. This was the first time I've ever gone backpacking. I carried everything in a backpack, which was actually really convenient, and I put everything I own in packing cubicles. So you can also buy those, I'm pretty sure, from Amazon. Really, really convenient. You put all your clothes in one, you can put your swimsuits in another, underwear and socks in another, and when you want something, you know exactly where it is, you grab it, you don't have to open everything up, you don't have to search through your bag. It was like the best thing in the world. I highly recommend investing in packing cubicles if you haven't before. First time using them and I'm in love. Also, backpacking was really it was like harder, like you gotta get used to carrying some heavy stuff on your back, and it was different, but I feel like it's way better to backpack than to try to carry around a rolling suitcase over like cobblestone pathways and broken sidewalks and stuff. Backpacking is the way to go, especially if you're doing it for a while and if you're moving from place to place. I really liked it. I thought it worked out pretty well. Food was delicious. I absolutely loved it. I couldn't get enough of it. Obviously, you gotta have pad thai. Pad thai is really, really good. You can try their other noodles. They have big noodles. They have glass noodles. They have just normal noodles called yellow noodles. And I don't know, I loved every single one of them that I tried. I thought they were delicious. I tried so many curries too. The green curry is so good, and it's not as spicy if you don't like extremely spicy food. I did try some really, really spicy food that I don't think I'll ever be able to eat again. I couldn't eat even the food that I tried because it was so spicy. Red curry is really spicy, so beware. And tom yum soup, I couldn't even eat it. Like, it was so spicy. I really wanted to try it, and it sounded really good, but I was literally dying. Like, my mouth and everything was on fire. So just be wary. They didn't really ask my spice level. They kind of just gave it to me how they made it. Musaman curry or masaman curry is delicious. It comes with potatoes. It's like chicken potatoes and like a spicy curry. It's not crazy spicy. It's just like the perfect amount of spice. I loved it. I loved their curries. It was so good. And I did try mango sticky rice. Not my favorite. I feel like it's just weird concept rice that is sweet. I love their smoothies. Their smoothies are super cheap, delicious fruit smoothies. They just taste, it is healthy, it tastes healthy. I just totally recommend you guys try their fruit smoothies. They're so good. I don't know, I even tried seafood and I was fine, so if you guys aren't too scared of trying out seafood, you should try it. It was delicious. I tried prawns, I tried squid, I tried octopus, I tried calamari. I tried everything, and I loved it all. I just was in love with the food. It doesn't even get old. You eat it every single day and it's like, just tastes really good. It's because everyone makes it like their own style and a little bit different. And I don't know, just walk around. There is decently good priced food, anywhere from like 80 to 100 per meal baht, which is like $3 to $4, $2 to $3. It's really, really cheap. And in the islands it is more expensive, but when you go to like Chiang Mai and Pai, you can find like food for 50 baht, which is like $1. It was crazy how much cheaper it was. We had been used to the island lifestyle where everything was pretty expensive, and when we went to Chiang Mai, we were like, wow, we were missing out. This is like really cheap food and it's really good. So that's what I recommend you guys do. Just branch out, try all the food that you can. It's so good, and it's never going to taste the same anywhere else but in Thailand, obviously. So that's what we did for food. We try local restaurants basically every day. We tried to like eat their food. We didn't really go for the Western food. They have those options too if you do get sick and tired of pad thai and stuff, but we kind of just wanted to eat as much as we could while we were there of the traditional food. So I feel like that is it for my tips and tricks. Once again, I recommend you download Hostel World. There's something called Skyscanner if you guys are looking for flights from place to place. But for buses and ferries, just talk to the locals and find out where you can buy them. It's much easier to do it that way. I'm pretty sure it's much cheaper too to do it in person. And yeah, everyone's really nice, really friendly, except for in Bangkok. I had a really good experience. You meet so many different people, so many people from Europe, people from Germany, from England, just traveling and taking time off from school or having a break from school or just leaving their work to go travel. I was like, that's so cool. People traveling for months and months. Like one person was like, I've been here for 8 months. I'm like, wow, like how is that possible? But it's really cool. Good for them. I wish I could travel that long and, you know, not worry about going home or anything. But that is it for my tips and tricks for Thailand and how to survive, and I hope you found this video helpful. We had Corey's sister Kelsey who had gone to Thailand, and she told us everything she did. And I don't know what we would have done without all that advice, so I hope this advice helps you, that I'm passing on to you guys if you're interested in going to travel to Thailand. And have a blast if you're going. It's going to be so much fun. I'm so jealous. I wish I could still be there, but thanks so much for watching this video. Bye guys.